everybody, welcome to another pregnancy update. I am 27 weeks and 2 days pregnant today with baby 2, and this week seems to be going a lot better than last week. I mean, last week wasn't exactly bad, but there were a few things that I talked about in that video that I felt were problematic, and they have now sort of been rectified. So, no real changes in sort of like how I've been feeling and like physical symptoms, breathlessness, and I think it's not like congestion of the nose, it's like the tubes between your ears, you know, like when your ear pops. I've been having a lot of that, and I think that might be related to pregnancy. I noticed that quite often by the end of the day my muscles will feel quite tired, so sort of the ones that go down the front of the belly and the ones that sort of come round the sides of the belly will feel a bit tired, and I do just want to relax. But relaxing in bed is not something that I really want to do. When I lie down flat on my back, it actually is quite uncomfortable. It actually aches quite a lot, and this feeling does go away, but it's always present when I lie in bed, and it seems to happen exclusively in bed, so I don't know whether that says something about the mattress that we're using. Last week I think I said that I had been having some digestive issues and that I was feeling a bit like I didn't really know what I wanted to eat, and that perhaps I was going to try and reduce my gluten intake. So I have done that, and I do feel better. I have been making more of an effort to eat other things besides just wheat. I've actually made 2 spelt loaves this week, which have been okay. Different, but okay. I've just made another normal wheat loaf just yesterday, and it was very nice to have it back, but I think I'm going to be very careful about, you know, not having too much bread in the future. I cannot get enough of white rice at the moment. I absolutely love white rice at the best of times, but I really like having it for lunch at the moment, and I just throw in there with it whatever I have in the fridge or in the house. So it tends to be raw vegetables. I've had it with onion and carrot and lettuce. Although I'm not into vegetables and greens at the moment, I do find that salad and lettuce seems to be fine. I think I like it for its sort of like crunchy wateriness almost. And I've also been adding things like nuts and seeds to that mix as well. Today I had one that was rice with avocado with sprouted seeds and nuts, sprouted seeds and beans, and some walnuts and sunflower seeds and lettuce, and it was just amazing. It tastes so good to me. I could just eat that every day basically. So last week I talked a little bit about iron intake. I know that next week I'm going to be having a blood test, and in that blood test they will check my iron levels. And I know last time when I was pregnant I became ever so slightly anemic, which is quite normal and to be expected. So this time I've just made sure that I am on top of my iron intake. I had sort of omitted the fact that I taking a supplement which obviously covers part of my iron intake. It's actually more in the supplement than the recommended daily allowance, but what you have to remember is that you quite often don't absorb all of that. So, you know, even though it says this is how much on average is in per tablet, you may not actually get that. I was a little bit concerned at first about not being able to get enough iron because I really wasn't feeling like eating green leafy vegetables, which is obviously a great source of iron. I remembered that obviously cacao is a wonderful source of iron. These are cacao nibs, and these are basically the crushed cacao beans. The difference between cacao and cocoa, they are essentially the same thing, but cacao is unprocessed, whereas cocoa is. And actually, cacao, naturally raw on its own, has a huge amount of stuff in it. But when cacao is processed and becomes cocoa or chocolate, a lot of those things are actually lost and destroyed in that process. So if you can find raw organic chocolate, then you're going to be getting some really good nutrients with that. So I've been trying to have like cacao nibs on with like yogurt and banana and stuff, and just like including more of those things into my diet. I really like dates at the moment, and although they're not to do with iron, walnuts just taste amazing to me right now. I have really enjoyed paying more attention to what my body actually wants and what I want to eat. So sometimes that means eating differently to the boys, which is fine. If you would like me to do a video entirely on iron and boosting your iron levels naturally, then just leave me a comment below if that's something you'd be interested in. I may end up doing it anyway, so watch out for it if you're interested. I have somewhat indulged on myself, and even though I'm only 6 months pregnant and I've still got ages to wait, I have actually bought some newborn nappies, and at the moment I've concentrated mostly on nappy outers because I'm planning on doing two-part nappies, so pre-folds, flat nappies and fitted two-part nappies. And I just thought I'd show you a couple of the things that I've got this week. So here I have two Tot Spots Bamboozle stretch nappies. These are the inside bits of the nappies. I really like this one. They are so soft, and obviously they come with like a little booster in them, which you can just like fold up and pop it in, or you can take it out. I love the stripes. It's like something out of Cat in the Hat. And then I've just got a whole bunch of wraps. So I think I've actually got 11. And I just thought I'd show you a couple of my favourites that I've received. Top one probably being this one. It is a TJ's cloth nappy. I've never actually heard of TJ's before, but it has got Dia de los Muertos skulls on it, which I think that's really, really cool. This is a Milovia, don't know, but it's just got like a farmyard sort of scene on it. It's very cute. It's got ducks and cows and things. And then this one is another TJ's. It's got just like elephants and giraffes and, you know, ducks and cute stuff on it. And then lastly, this is a Tot Spots, I believe. Is this a Tot Spots? Yes, Tot Spots size 0. It's got cupcakes on it, which I just think is adorable. All of these were secondhand. I just went onto a group on Facebook and I said I am in search of newborn size wraps and nappies, and you know, several people came forward and I just chose what I wanted. So I'm very much looking forward to using those. I just need to get some. I'm going to plan to have some flat sort of like muslin nappies to see how I get on with those. And I'm going to get some pre-folds, but I've tried pre-folds before and I felt like they were very bulky. And I'm going to try maybe getting just one or two more fitted nappies like these. So just so I have a few things to work with and then see what works best. Hopefully before too long he would be ready for the birth party nappies, and I never had any trouble with those, and I'm hoping that it's the same this time around. Next week we have a scan. I'm quite looking forward to it. He's very active. I can actually feel, I used to be able to only feel the really strong movements, but now I can feel the very subtle movements of him like stretching out. He's very active at night time when I'm going to go to sleep. He generally doesn't wake up in the morning until sort of between sort of 10 and 12 he tends to get going. And then I notice like periods of inactivity throughout the day, but generally speaking he's always around. I have been comparing my measurements this time around with my previous pregnancy measurements. Obviously this time around I have a lot more muscle separation, I have less muscular tone, and my belly button is well and truly out. So I am measuring a tiny bit bigger than I was last time. I think I'm at about 32.5 inches at the moment, whereas before I was sort of like just under 31. So it's not such a huge difference that I'm feeling concerned about baby size or amniotic fluid or anything, but we will see next week when we go for our scan and just check in and see how things are doing. So I think that basically sums up everything that I wanted to talk about this week in this pregnancy update. I will show you the belly and then wrap up. Here is 27 weeks pregnant. Nice and round, nice and pregnant. As usual, if you have any comments or questions, do feel free to leave them below. I do read all of them and I will get back to you. And stay tuned for other videos. Okay then guys, bye!